Tesla just dropped a bombshell that could flip the entire battery industry upside down. They claim their new aluminum-ion battery lasts 70 years and charges in just 10 minutes. But here's what no one is asking. Is this a revolutionary breakthrough or just clever marketing? After 7 years of secret development, Tesla says they're ready to ditch lithium forever. The promises sound incredible, batteries that heal themselves and store enough power to run your house for weeks. But the numbers they throw around seem almost too good to be true. So what exactly makes Tesla think they can achieve this incredible timeline? The science behind their 70-year promise centers on solving battery degradation in a completely new way. Today's lithium cells typically show major degradation after a few thousand charge cycles, often summarized as a handful of years under heavy daily use. Tesla's claim sounds like science fiction made real. The difference between a few years and 7 years is huge. It's like comparing a goldfish lifespan to a human lifespan. Battery experts have spent decades trying to solve the problem of batteries wearing out. They've tried different materials, new designs, and fancy coatings. Yet Tesla claims they cracked the code with something called self-healing technology. This sounds amazing, but the details matter more than the headlines. The key lies in something called dendrite formation. Picture tiny metal whiskers that grow inside batteries. These whiskers are like weeds in a garden. They grow slowly and quietly kill the battery over time. Every time we charge a phone or car, these whiskers get a little bigger. Eventually, they poke through important parts and break everything. Tesla says aluminum ions don't create these deadly whiskers. Lithium grows them constantly during charging cycles. Think of lithium like a messy eater that drops crumbs everywhere. Tesla argues aluminum avoids dendrite growth. Prototypes and lab tests highlight that as a potential advantage. But real-world confirmation is missing. And here's where things get tricky. Lab tests happen in perfect condition. Scientists control the temperature perfectly. They use pure materials and gentle charging cycles. Real cars face heat waves in summer and freezing cold in winter. They bounce around on bumpy roads and sit in parking lots for hours. These harsh conditions make batteries work much harder than lab tests show. Independent battery researchers point out problems that Tesla doesn't mention. Even the best aluminum-ion prototypes struggle with basic issues like low voltage. They produce less power than lithium batteries of the same size. It's like having a smaller engine that needs to work harder to move the same car. This creates new stress that could cancel out the whisker advantage. The self-healing claim sounds like magic. Tesla says electrodes fix their own microcracks. Imagine a phone screen that repairs its own scratches overnight. According to Tesla's lab reports, the battery supposedly restores 99.7% of its original performance after damage occurs. That number is from lab reports and model extrapolations, not multi-decade field data. Here's how it works. The aluminum electrodes contain special materials that flow into cracks like liquid bandages. When the battery heats up during charging, these materials melt slightly and fill tiny gaps. As the battery cools down, everything hardens again. The cracks disappear and the battery works like new. This sounds incredible, but real-world testing tells a different story. Lab samples might heal perfectly under controlled conditions, but actual car batteries face constant stress from temperature changes, vibration, and different charging pattern. The healing process might not work as well when dealing with real-world damage. Battery scientists also worry about what happens to healing materials over time. Do they eventually run out? Do they cause new problems while fixing old ones? The background research raises exactly this as an open question that viewers should watch for in future test reports. The math seems suspicious too. Tesla tested these batteries for maybe a few years at most. Tesla's 70-year figure is an extrapolation from controlled tests and models. Decades of on-road, variable environment data would be required to validate it. It's like watching someone run for 5 minutes and predicting they can run a marathon. While the science behind aluminum-ion batteries is real, the gap between lab results and 70-year real-world performance remains huge and unproven. But even if the longevity claims prove questionable, Tesla's other bold promise might face even bigger challenges. Tesla's 10-minute charging promise sounds like the ultimate solution to range anxiety. Picture pulling into a charging station and getting a full battery in the time it takes to grab a coffee and use the restroom. But physics might have other plans for this dream scenario. Current fast charging often takes on the order of an hour for an 80% charge on many systems. Even that speed generates massive heat that slowly damages batteries over time. Every fast charging session puts stress on the battery cells. The faster you charge, the more heat builds up inside. This heat breaks down the battery materials bit by bit. Tesla's lab claims aluminum ions move faster and can support much faster charging in theory. Think of it like water flowing through different sized pipes. Aluminum ions supposedly flow through a bigger pipe, so they move faster and easier. But moving high power quickly produces heat, and that's the real bottleneck. The real problem is heat management. Pumping massive amounts of electricity into a battery that fast creates temperatures hot enough to melt components. It's like trying to fill a water balloon with a fire hose. Too much pressure too fast causes problems. Tesla says aluminum-ion batteries stay stable up to 85 degrees Celsius. That's much higher than lithium's danger zone, which starts around 60 degrees Celsius. Even with higher thermal tolerance, sustained gigawatt-scale charging creates cooling, weight, and energy consumption trade-offs that the research flags as major engineering hurdles. The charging infrastructure becomes the real bottleneck here. Today's top public chargers are roughly 250 kilowatts. A 10-minute full charge would require on the order of 1,000 kilowatts or more. That's like powering a small town just to charge one car. Most electrical grids can't handle that kind of sudden power demand. Imagine if everyone in your neighborhood turned on every appliance at the same time. The lights would dim and circuits would trip. Charging stations would need their own power plants or massive battery storage systems. The electrical infrastructure at gas stations, shopping centers, and apartment buildings would need complete rebuilds. Battery cooling systems would need complete redesigns too. Current systems use liquid cooling to keep batteries at safe temperatures. But 10-minute charging would create so much heat that the cooling system might weigh more than the battery itself. These systems need pumps, radiators, fans, and lots of coolant. All that extra equipment adds weight and complexity that would cancel out other benefits. The cooling system also needs power to run. More powerful cooling means the car's main battery has to work harder just to keep itself cool. This creates a cycle where fast charging requires more cooling and uses more power, which creates more heat. Tesla would also need to build entirely new charging networks from scratch. Current superchargers work with lithium batteries, but aluminum-ion batteries might need different charging protocols and equipment. This means Tesla can't just upgrade existing stations.